Have you ever given a thought that why hasn't Lamborghini joined F1? Well, we're going to find out in today's video. My name is Alex. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day.
Lamborghini builds cars that look like they should dominate Formula 1. So why they have never raced properly in it? And why after 60 years does the world's wildest car brand still avoid the world's fastest sport?
Sorry. Please go check out Formula 1 Addict. Link in the description below. They do amazing videos. They're very good at what they're doing. At what they do, and they explain everything so well. So please go check them out. Link in the description below. And go subscribe to them.
Lamborghini's story doesn't start on the racetrack. It starts in a garage with a broken clutch. In early 1960s, Ferruccio Lamborghini wasn't a supercar icon. He was a tractor guy, a rich one, but still a tractor guy. And like a lot of Italian men with too much money, he bought a Ferrari and hated it. The car was brilliant, the engine was magic, but the clutch, it kept failing. So Ferruccio drove to Maranello to complain, not as a rival, just a customer who knew machinery and wanted something fixed. Enzo Ferrari didn't exactly welcome the feedback. He looked at Ferruccio in the eye and said, "You stick to building tractors, I'll build the cars." And that was the moment everything changed. Ferruccio went home angry, furious even, and decided he wasn't going to prove Enzo wrong on a racetrack. No, he was going to beat him where it hurt the most, the road. And that's how Lamborghini was born. Not out of racing, but pride. A rivalry created before a single Lamborghini ever existed.
Hit the like button if you guys missed Ferrari versus Lamborghini. The battles between which is better. Now it's everything versus electric.
4 months later, the first Lambo, the 350 GT, rolled out of a tiny workshop built by 5 ex-Ferrari engineers.
I got to see it once.
Also had their
It's
own
cool.
issues with Enzo.
In
From
Italy.
day one, Ferrari and Lamborghini were enemies. But here's the twist. It was never a racing rivalry. Ferrari lived for motorsport, Lamborghini wanted to do nothing with it. While Ferrari built F1 engines, chased championships, and raised their reputation through racing, Ferruccio believed something completely different. If your road car is good enough, you do not have to race to prove it. To him, racing wasn't a proving ground, it was a distraction, a money pit, something only brands desperate for validation needed to do. That philosophy is the foundation of why Lamborghini never became an F1 giant. Lamborghini didn't jump into racing right away, but eventually curiosity caught up. Their first real step into motorsport wasn't Formula 1. It was something far less glamorous, and it went badly. In the 1970s, BMW asked Lamborghini to help build a new Group 4 race car. Big deal. Big opportunity. This could have been Lambo's way into proper racing. Instead, disaster. Lamborghini built the prototypes, but the company was collapsing financially. They couldn't deliver the cars fast enough. BMW took the project away and finished it elsewhere. Those cars would go on to become the BMW M1, one of the most iconic racing silhouettes ever made. And Lamborghini's name, nowhere near it. That was their first real brush with racing. A chance to prove themselves, a chance to battle the giants, missed. Their next attempt didn't happen until the late 80s, and this time they went straight to Formula 1. 1989. Lamborghini became an engine supplier, not to Ferrari, not to McLaren, to small midfield and back market teams, LaRousse, Minardi, Lotus, Ligier, Modena. It was a weird chapter, almost forgotten now. The engines weren't terrible, Suzuki even scored a shock podium in Japan 1990, but when your highlight reel is a single third place, something isn't working. The low point, the Modena, Lambo 291. A gorgeous blue car with zero performance. It failed to qualify 26 times in one season. 26. Imagine showing up to school 32 days in a row and getting turned away at the door. That was Modena.
That's insane.
By 1993,
Sorry,
Lamborghini had enough. But before they disappeared from Formula 1 completely, there was one last twist that almost changed F1 history. McLaren in 1993 were desperate. Their Ford Cosworth engines were down on power, 70 horsepower weaker than the competition, and Senna was already considering leaving the team. So Ron Dennis, the McLaren team boss, started secretly testing alternatives for 1994. And that's when something unbelievable happened. On a quiet test day in Estoril, Ayrton Senna climbed into a completely white McLaren. No logos, no sponsors, just a prototype chassis fitted with a Lamborghini V12, the McLaren Lamborghini M48B. A car so strange people now call it the Mclambo. And here's the crazy part, Senna loved it. The Lambo V12 was a monster. According to Senna himself, finally something he could fight with. Even McLaren's new driver Mika Häkkinen tested it at Silverstone and went 1.2 seconds faster than McLaren's real qualifying time that year. Senna asked to use the Lambo-powered car for the final 3 races of the season. That's how good it was. But behind the scenes, McLaren had already signed a contract with Peugeot. The test was never supposed to be this fast. But the deal never happened.
No!
McLaren were locked into Peugeot for 1994. Senna left for Williams, and Lamborghini never supplied another Formula 1 engine again. And that unreal what-if moment became the final chapter of Lamborghini's Formula 1 history.
That would have honestly looked cooler with Lamborghini. I'm a big Lamborghini fanboy.
Lamborghini's brief Formula 1 experiment revealed something important about the company itself. It wasn't the poor results that mattered, it was the reaction afterwards that told the real story. Most manufacturers who enter F1 and struggle try again. They restructure, they rebuild, they return with a new plan. Ferrari rebuilt in the 60s and 70s, Mercedes left, then came back stronger than ever. Honda failed with McLaren, left, returned, won championships, and then left again. Even Porsche, with all the ups and downs, they kept a foot in the top level motorsport. Lamborghini, they walked away and never looked back. Just silence. And that silence told Volkswagen everything they needed to know. Years later, when the group began evaluating which brands should enter Formula 1, Lamborghini wasn't even a part of the conversation. Because inside VW, the conclusion was clear. Lamborghini builds icons, dream cars, poster cars.
Honestly,
but Formula 1 demands something different. A racing culture, long-term investment, a willingness to take years of pain before seeing success, and the appetite to spend hundreds of millions every single season. Lamborghini never truly had that. If Lamborghini's Formula 1 story ended quietly, their hypercar story ended even faster. The SC63, the most ambitious motorsport project Lamborghini had ever attempted. A proper factory effort, built with Ligier, hybrid power,
recently?
global program,
like GT3?
and for the first time ever,
like
a chance to fight Ferrari on equal terms. On paper, everything looked perfect. The WEC hypercar rules were designed to attract new manufacturers, and Lamborghini jumped in early. But reality hit almost instantly. The car debuted in 2024, and by late 2025, the entire program was gone. With no dramatic goodbye, no long-term plan, just a quiet statement. Lamborghini was withdrawing from the top-tier endurance racing. Officially, Lamborghini blamed a strategic realignment, but the real reasons were painfully straightforward. 1. Money. As development went on, the costs spiraled far beyond what they expected. More parts, more people, more testing, more everything. 2. Their main partner walked away. Iron Lynx, who funded a huge portion of the program, pulled out. And Volkswagen did not want to bankroll a losing program. And Lamborghini wasn't willing to carry the project alone. Just like that, the SC63 was on life support. And when Lamborghini announced their future plans, the message went unmistakable. They were not doubling down, they were scaling down. A full return to GT3, a new customer car, the Temerario, more Super Trofeo, more safe, more profitable, low-stakes racing. And that's the pattern. Lamborghini builds incredible road cars, but in motorsport, they never go all the way in. They take a big swing and pull back the moment it gets difficult, expensive, or political. They did it with BMW in the 1970s, they did it with Formula 1 in the 1990s, and the SC63 became the latest entry on the list. A top-class program they simply weren't willing to fight for. The Hypercar project proved something the brand's history has hinted at for decades. Lamborghini dabbles in motorsport, but they don't commit to it. And if a hypercar program, cheaper, simpler, and far less brutal than Formula 1 was too demanding to survive, then F1 was never going to be an option.
Okay.
For all the mythology around Lamborghini, the financial side of the company has always been fragile, and that alone explains almost everything about the motorsport story. Because here's the truth that nobody romanticizes. They've never been a financially stable company for long enough to build a Formula 1 team.
Yeah.
Not in the 60s, not in the 70s,
Never
not
really.
in the 80s, not even today. Ferruccio built the company in 1963, and by 1974, he was forced to sell it because the oil crisis nearly wiped them out.
Dang.
Under the new owners, Lamborghini went bankrupt 4 years later in 1978. They were rescued again in the 80s by the Merman brothers, who then sold the company to Chrysler in 1987. Then Chrysler sold the team to a Thai Malaysian group in 1994. Then that group sold again in 1998 to Volkswagen. Only then did Lamborghini finally get long-term stability. It's a miracle the company survived, let
Thank
alone
God
build
it
close
is.
to cars like Diablo and Aventador. But every ownership change meant the same thing: no consistent boardroom. Every time the ownership changed, the priorities changed with it. One CEO wanted expansion, the next wanted survival, and the next wanted to sell the company entirely. Lamborghini never had the stability or the appetite to build a long-term racing empire. Not like Ferrari, whose business revolves around racing. Lamborghini kept dipping its toes into motorsport. Each time, the same pattern: start with ambition, end with a quiet exit. This shows something important. Lamborghini never shut the door on racing, but they never fully opened it either. And even their current leadership admits to it. CEO Stefan Wickelmann has said that Lamborghini will never enter Formula 1. Not because they lack the technology, but because Ferruccio never wanted the company to be a racing team in the first place. Lamborghini was built as a status symbol, not a competition brand, and that philosophy still shapes the company today.
Glad that
And
he still
maybe
goes
one
to
day,
the moral values.
if the stars align,
of
the
Ferruccio.
funding, the stability, the philosophy, the iconic Italian bull might finally charge into Formula 1. But for right now, that moment feels a long way off. Lamborghini won't make the jump, but Audi will. Watch it next to see if they can succeed in Formula 1.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do you think later in the years will Lamborghini join? We're gonna have to find out, I guess. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna hit 100k subscribers. That took me that was a pause. Please click that subscribe button so we can hit 100k subscribers. That's my goal by the end of the year. I appreciate it. And honestly, we learned a lot in today's video. So leave a comment below and have a blessed day.